Hello, everyone. It is the end of the month. Well, actually, it's not the end of the month when I'm recording this, but I don't see myself finishing any more books in this month, just because we are 2 days away from the end of the month. And, I'll be real with y'all, this month was kind of a slow one. And that's largely because one of the books that I read, for some reason, just kind of took me a good bit to get through. I did get sick partway through the month. I got that stomach virus that's been going around, so I was very much trying to recreate the pea soup scene in The Exorcist, just involuntarily. That's enough gross shit for the day. But yeah, one of the books in particular I'll get to in a moment. It took me a while. It took me over 20 days to get through it. And normally books like this I can get through pretty quickly, but yeah, it was just a whole thing this month. So, kind of a slow month, a short month, book-wise. But the first thing that I started with this month was the 4th volume of The Sun Eater, Kingdoms of Death. I'll be real, when I first started this one, like, the first chunk of the book, I wasn't kind of feeling it. I was just kind of like, this feels almost like a step down for Christopher with this book series. I wasn't really engaged with it. It was just kind of there. And then the rest of the book kicks off, and holy fuck. Like, this shit gets dark. Like, super fucking dark. And horrific, and gory, and goddamn. So, yeah, good job on this one, Christopher. Yeah. Very much looking forward to the rest of the series as usual. Hopefully next month I will get around to, book 5. You know what, maybe I'll start doing videos about what I am going to attempt to read in the next month. That's an idea for later. But anyway, so the first one, Kingdoms of Death. Then, the next one that I actually finished, it wasn't the next one I started, but I kind of pile these just up as I finish them. I actually, you know what, no, let's go in order. Let's go in order that's on the list. This is the one that took me a good bit to get through, and it's the 2nd volume in the Greenbone Saga, Jade War by Fonda Lee. While really good, and I did really enjoy it, I especially am happy with the fact I decided to go physical for the rest of these books, because then I can skip over the detailed sex scenes. Good on me for that one. Not trying to shame Fonda or anybody that likes enjoying those things. It's not for me. So that's why I can just skim past them and carry on with my life. This book, again, really good. Really enjoyed it. Just for some reason, it took me, like I said, 20-odd days to get through it. So, yeah. The next one, this one was actually finishing a trilogy that I had started, the Children of Time series by Adrian Tchaikovsky. So that is off the board. I won't really show the board just because not much progress was made. But the next one that I did through audiobook was Children of Memory by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Honestly, I felt like Children of Memory was the weaker of the 3 to me. Like, I was confused as shit for a good part of it, which, once you get further in, it makes sense why you're confused. But just, I don't know why, it just, for some reason, it didn't click with me as well as the first one did. Which, honestly, I think the first one's the best. And even Children of Ruin, I thought was good. But Children of Memory is just okay to me. I did love the birds, though. The birds were something else. So, yeah. That series is off my list. The next one was catching up on Avatar releases. In this case, it's the Legend of Korra comic, The Mystery of Penguin Island by Kiku Hughes. Almost tripped up saying that one. This is a Mako and Bolin story. It's kind of a sort of detective piece with Mako, investigating some goings on. It does get a little bit into their family backstory. I've honestly, and I'll go over this when I get to the last book of the month, I've honestly really liked these smaller character piece comics. I've really enjoyed them. I thought this one was fun, and I really enjoyed this other one that we're going to get to here in a couple minutes. But, yeah, just, again, I thought these were really cool, and I've been enjoying reading these comics. They've not all been great, but for the most part, they've been pretty solid. Which reminds me, I'm very much looking forward to the next Roku book, which is later in the year. Then after that, we had another audiobook. This time, it was a bit of nonfiction. Catching the Big Fish by David Lynch. I really like Twin Peaks, at least the original series. I couldn't really get into the revival. I am going to try again at some point. The revival just felt way more... It was David Lynch on steroids, is how I feel about the revival. Or season 3, I guess. But it was interesting to hear David talk about, in his own words, his process, what he does with ideas, stuff like that. And it's a short book. It's not even like 2 hours long, give or take. At least I don't remember it being that long. But anyway, yesterday I banged out a couple of comics. And in this case, it was first one was Star Wars Inquisitors by Rodney Barnes. I'm gonna be real with y'all, and I get the feeling that I'm gonna be needing to make a video about this very soon. This comic was just kind of okay, as was the last Star Wars comic that I read. I probably should have put it on the list, because I did try to start the new Alexander Freed book, Mask of Fear, which is part of his Reign of the Empire trilogy. I did DNF it. It just didn't click with me. And honestly, except for The Glass Abyss, which I read last year, the last couple of books haven't really stuck with me. I get the feeling I need to make a video talking about this at some point. But it's fine. It's a dark side story. It's the Inquisitors hunting down more Jedi that escaped Order 66. I can hear groaners being like, Disney's making more Jedi survive, blah, blah, blah. I have a video about that I am doing research on, so for anybody that's watching that has any interest in Star Wars stuff, there you go. But yeah, this comic was just okay. It was serviceable. And then the one that I really, really enjoyed, the last one for the month, was Avatar: Ashes of the Academy by Faith Erin Hicks. I thought this was going to start out as a book regarding Zuko's half-sister. Spoilers if you haven't read any of the comics. But no, this is actually more of a May book. It's her taking on a teaching role in Zuko's new firebending academy. The way he wants things ran now. And honestly, this was very good. Like, I really enjoyed this book. It gives some more detail about just how much of a fucking monster Azula was, but through the eyes of May. And just really good. It touches surface level of things like, what do we do with things that have been tradition for hundreds of years, however long. What do we do with those traditions that are actively harmful? It's like, what do we do with those? How do we move on from those? And what happens when there are people that push back on that? Yeah, I liked this book a lot more than I thought I was going to. So, yeah, that's the end of the month of March. I will see you guys next time for the month of April's reading list. And, yeah, that's all I got. May the Lord God bless you all, and if that's not your thing, hopefully you have a good day. Peace out, folks.